So I'm going to go through some real simple things for the beginners out there who are looking to catch some trout in Canada, America, anywhere really. So if you've got ice, these tips apply to you. We're not going far, we're literally just going out where all that kind of foot traffic is there. Drill some holes. I'm going to show you the bottom that you want to look for, the lures, what sort of gear you need. Let's see if we can get a fish. All right, let's get going.
First thing you want to do before you even go out to a lake is make sure that there's trout in it. I'm here in Manitoba and they do a stocking list. I'm sure every province in Canada would probably have their own, and I'm sure in America the same thing. So I'm going to Patterson Lake. I can see here in 2021 they'd put 4,000 of each species at 18 centimeters plus. So that's a good little tip for you before you head out ice fishing, just to make sure there's trout in the spot you're going to fish.
So there's a couple of things that are pretty important when you're looking to fish a trout. Like, you don't want to be too deep. I'm in probably about 3 or 4 foot here maximum. The fish will come into the shallows early morning, late evening, and we're here on the evening bite. And probably in the next hour or two, the fish will be coming in shallow, looking for any sort of forage, water beetles, minnows. This lake here is an artificial lake. You can't use anything like a minnow. You can't use bait at all. So it's all artificial. So you can use your spoons, your tube jigs. I've got a few little jigs that I'll show you here that I like to use. So one of my all-time favorite jigs is a Lunk Hunt spade grub on a 1/16 jig head, which is a pretty small size hook. I think it's a size 6. Trout do have big mouths, but they do like small baits. So these are just absolutely dynamite on a small jig. You can pick up a little aqua-view pretty cheap, but the best thing is you can actually see what sort of bottom you're looking at. You can kind of see it's a bit more broken, some rock there, nice sandy, little bits of weed punched in, and you can also just look for any sort of life. If you see any minnows, I can see some backswimmers there, they're perfect. I use a jawjacker. They help very much when you're fishing for trout. Trout tend to pick things up really quickly and spit them out as quick as they kind of put them into their mouth. So a jawjacker like this, as soon as it gets any touch, your rod will set off, hook the fish in the mouth, and then you're into a fight. Now when it comes to your rod choice, you really don't want a light rod. You really want a medium rod with braid with a short leader. Now I've got probably a 2-foot leader there to my jig, and that's connected to braid. Now you want braid because mono has a lot of stretch, and you're going to lose fish if you've got stretch. The automatic hook setter here won't get a proper hook set if it's got too much stretch. So braid is essential. I've done a uni to uni. You can look that up. I'll put a little picture here, and that is a handy little knot to have instead of doing swivels, because you lose a bit of play with swivels and they can freeze up. So braid, I use 8 pound, that's perfect, to about 10 pound leader, which is also ideal because you want a strong enough line that you can get a good hook set. You really want to use a polymer knot. I would say it's better because it's got 2 bits of line that wraps around the hook loop, which makes it ideal. It kind of holds your jig a bit more horizontal. You really don't want it sitting diagonally because the fish might just grab the bottom of it and it won't eat the whole hook. So that's important. Polymer knot, I don't know how many times I haven't used a polymer knot and I've lost fish. So you can see my jig's just under the 2-foot line there. So I'm gonna set that up now on the jawjacker. The reason for having it at about 2 foot is the fish will be kind of cruising the bottom mid-water, and they'll be looking up, looking for any sort of prey. So, oh, got a fish on us, I think, yeah. Okay, let's set this guy up and I can get my other rod ready. Gonna put this guy down. Let's see if we can get some footage on this guy. The last thing, now that we've kind of gone through everything here, is being quiet on top of the ice. We've done a lot of walking around, a lot of talking, which doesn't quite help the fish. The fish can hear every vibration that goes through the water. It's quite loud actually. I've got a bit of footage there. Being as still as you can is probably one of the best things you can do. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Decent fish by the feel of that. But that jawjacker done its job perfectly. I'm going to be quick with the fish if I can get it up here. Beautiful looking rainbow. Because it is cold out. Oh, beautiful rainbow. Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Well, would you look at that? Beautiful rainbow trout. Gonna be quick with him here. He's gonna be close to a master size, which is 20 inches. There we go. Put on freeze to the board. Oh, easy fella, easy. Rainbows are crazy, notorious for being crazy. That's a 20 3/4 inch rainbow. Oh, and there he goes. Whew. Well, how crazy was that? That was awesome.